Welcome back to the Sunday Roast, round 5. With me, Darcy Ballard, Dorsal Finn, Dobe, Topher. What a weekend of gather around, Darcy. If you don't think we're going next year, oh boy, you'd be wrong.
The reach around, and so good that they've actually brought it in for, I believe, till 2026, which is going to be unbelievable. Book that in the calendar, Jev, every single year. It is a lads trip. We will be there. We will be on the ground. We will be doing interviews. We might even have a box by then, Jev.
I'm
if we win this year, geez, we'll be
happy for Adelaide. So for Adelaide, like such a cool thing to know they've got it for the next 3 years. Everyone knows it's there. It's going to be fun as.
Now, we have had some technical difficulties. The Shark is meant to be here, and his laptop's absolutely fizzing. It's been smoking. He's worked so hard on his notes. He's watched the games to fucking perfection, and he just couldn't get on board.
Yeah, so, we sort of said if you come on the Friday show, you're on the Sunday roast. Shark was excited. He's got his notes, and then he's got this old laptop, older than you and me, and it just is smoked up on him. He's flat as a biscuit, so we've got his notes here. We'll read for him on behalf of the Shark. We'll get started anyway, Dar. So first game, Thursday night, Adelaide versus Carlton. A piping hot Adelaide came out and jumped Carlton in the first quarter and ended up winning by a whopping 56 points. Isaac Reagan kicked the first at 11-1. Das, you're a Blue supporter. You had a good look at this game. What did you see?
I was so excited for this game all week, Jev. I'll tell you what, we got jumped like the rich kid at the canteen for his lunch money. We were absolutely here. Give me that. It was 8 goals, 3 to 2 goals, 1 at quarter time. And after that, Jev, it was pretty much just catch-up footy. Dawson and Laird were at their very best, winning practically anything and everything at the source. Laird ended up racking up 16 disposals in the first quarter. Between them, they had 69 disposals and 26 score involvements, which is crazy. Fogarty was also really good. Look, the only real positive for the Blues that I found was Sam Walsh was back, and I thought he actually played really, really well in that game.
Yeah,
it was just fucking deplorable.
I watched that. Yeah, I had Rankin for first. I was pretty pumped with that. And what I see is, I think Jordan Dawson is as good as any mid in the comp. Like, you could nearly say he's the best midfield kick on the run, out in space. He's nearly the best kick. He's got good size. He's tough. He's their captain. I just think he's as good as any player in the comp right now. I absolutely love him. Love watching him.
Even when we were chatting last week, we're like, when I messaged you, I'm like, he's taggable. Like, you have to tag him.
Yeah, he's
the best kick. If you get he's their quarterback.
Yeah,
he takes everything out of defense and he just laces blokes. He's unbelievable.
If you're a forward, you'd absolutely love leading to him. What a star, what a player, what a performance by the Crows. Really started gather round off with a bang. I know you're fun about it, but for me watching as a mutual, that was unbelievable.
That looks so impressive, so fucking well as they come forward. But Jev, a couple of paying legs. We had Walsh for an anytime, $2.25, which isn't too bad. Brody Smith for a goal from defense was $2.95. Ben Keys, Jev, for 2 goals, you could get $5.20, or you can get him for 3 goals at $17. Jesus. Fogarty was at 5 goals, you could get $21, and Jordan Dawson was $3.90 for 30. Obviously, if he's going to stay near the midfield a lot more, that is pretty juicy. The votes pretty easy here. Dawson 3, Laird 2, and Fogarty 1. But just want to give one quick little shout out. I've been very, very harsh on this player, Jev, but Nick Newman, I've been very, very harsh on him. 3 games this year, he's had Stengel, Toby, and Rankin.
Yeah,
they've kicked 2 goals.
Yeah,
like, it's been a clear job that he's had. It was on them the whole game. Rankin obviously kicked the first, but after that, and look, there will be games later on this year that he will get cooked, but he's done so well. He's one of the only role players that we had in that game, so well done to him.
Fucking good on him. Yeah, it was good. I had a little sprinkle on Fogarty for 5 as well, which I was happy with. So, yeah, back to the drawing board for the Blues. Who you got this week or next week?
We've got the Saints. We've got the Saints under the lid.
Under the lid on Sunday. Love that. All right, next game. Freo versus Gold Coast. Freo get a much-needed win to keep their season alive in 2023 by beating the disappointing Suns by 10 points. Jack Lukosius kicked the first at, what did he pay for the first again?
$12.50.
$12.50 for the first. Dash, you've got some notes on this game as well.
Yeah, so look, Freo end up coming back and win this game. At one stage, the Suns were up by 23 points. A clear best on ground, Jev. Fremantle's best player at the club. Caleb Sarong had 37 disposals, 16 contested. Lockie Schultz was also very lively up forward with 3 goals and 20 touches. But it was all about Jai Miss. He's a young kid, debuted last year. And his last quarter, he took 4 big marks inside 50 and finished off with a goal on the left-hand side, pretty much in the pocket, where pretty much every player now is going for a check side or a snap. He just drop punted it through. two of the Gold Coast players can hold their heads up, Jev. Two, they've both been in the pyramid, but Tuke and Noah Anderson both went over 25 disposals. But watching the game, Gold Coast were all over it. Charlie Ballard took a mark 2 minutes into the last quarter and just called for everyone to slow it down.
Yeah.
And it stopped their whole momentum, and Freo were just on go, go, go.
Yeah, I think that it plays into Freo. Freo want it slow. They want possession. They want to set up the ground defensively. When you got them quick, they've got no idea what's going on. So, yeah, a bit of it. Fucking, they're disappointing right now. The Suns, they're so much better than their record.
100, like they were all over it in that game. Like,
yeah, they were.
When you're up by 20 plus points, 25 plus points, just to be able to just hold on, and they couldn't. But some markets, Jeff, Caleb Sarong for 35. He gets around it a lot. 375. Michael Walters, Jeff, he turned back the clock a bit. For 4 goals was $12. Jai Mist was $5 for 3, pretty sure. But David Swallow, he kicked 3 goals, Jeff. You could only get him for 2, but he was at 875.
Oh, fuck, that's nice.
But I don't think anyone would have ever thought that David Swallow was ever going to kick a bag. Yeah. But the votes, Jeff, Caleb Sarong was 3. Sean Darcy was unreal in the ruck and was also hunting. And then Michael Waters Walters will give him the 1 vote for his 4 goals, up forward, back to his very best.
And yeah, my man Noah Anderson, another great game since being dropped from the pyramid. 25 and 2. He's had 2 back-to-back rippers. Happy for him.
He like when he went forward, he had to kick a few of these goals, and he did. Him and Tuke, they just have a crack, but
yeah,
like they got willpower. He's not a bad little backman, but they're just like Holman, like these guys, they're just not.
Yeah,
like Roses might kick a goal or 2, but how much pressure is he really putting on?
They still feel like a team that it could click, and they could go on a 10-game win streak, but who knows? Right now, they're very disappointing.
Ben King needs to fire up.
He does. Wonder if his mind's elsewhere. Wonder if his mind's at the Saints.
Like him and Max, what use this for him? 5?
Yeah,
4?
I think so.
5? Come on, boys.
They got to fire up.
Fire up.
Next game, Swans versus Richmond. It took the Swans to the last quarter to get it done, but they eventually blew out Richmond by 44 points. Joel Amadi kicked the first at 14-1 before doing his hammy. That's his second first snag of the season. A mistake from the 100K boys. We didn't screenshot any of the odds of this game. Probably my fault, so I can't give you all the odds. But we can tell you what we saw. I reckon Richmond are in some trouble, Darce. They don't know. They don't have one young gun coming through, an elite 18 to 22-year-old that you can see the future. Dusty is looking older, and he got a bit of a bath by Callum Mills. Grimes and Cochin are looking seriously old. Cochin got subbed off, and Papley nearly retired Grimes.
Yep.
And Taranto and Hopper are good, but where would you rank them as midfield duos? So they aren't Clary and Petrarca. No. They aren't Parrish and Merritt. You tell me if they're better or worse than Brayshaw and Sarong.
Probably just on par, maybe. I'd say under this year, under.
Anderson and Tuke.
Oh. Just for a couple of their wins, maybe I'd have to say over on that one, just.
You can go Warner and Goulden or Papley and Mills. Sorry, not Papley, Parker and Mills.
I'm going to take the Swans.
Tom Green and Josh Kelly or Tom Green and Cornelio.
I'll be taking the Giants.
Bont and Libber.
Doggies.
LDU and Simpkin.
North.
Neil and Ashcroft.
I'll be taking Brisbane.
Dawson and Laird.
Adelaide.
Cripps and Walsh.
Oh, taking the Blues.
I reckon they're bottom 5 as a midfield duo, unfortunately. And then they don't have any A-grade 18 to 22-year-olds, and they are looking seriously old on the other. And this has got to be Jack's last year. Got to be Cochin's last year. I don't know. I think they're in a bit of trouble.
He won't have any more years on his contract? Or is nah?
Who?
Jack Rewald. Or is this it?
I think him and Cochin both signed for 1 more year. I'm watching and like happy the Swans won, blew them out in the end. Papley got back had as good a game as anyone, but I just look at Richmond and go, you guys are fucking old. And yeah, it looked like 44 points. It was closer than that, but yeah, I cannot see them winning.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a very interesting next few weeks to see how they go, because there are no easy games in the AFL at the moment. Look, you can maybe say West Coast, like North every now and then, but fuck, every other team, like Essendon looking good. It's very interesting. It's going to be very hard to tip.
Anyway, the only performance we need to talk about is Tom Papley, 25 and 6. Goalless at halftime, 6 second half, about 5 Joe the Gooses. Highest rated AFL game of the season by AFL ratings. What a performance. We both absolutely love him, Dar. So it was great to see him get up and about.
He's the best celebrator in the game. You just want to see someone that just
Yeah,
has a little bit about him
whole
with
bit
it.
of personality. Everyone loves it. Obviously, the opposition or the opposition supporters don't love it, but if you're watching mutual, everyone loves it. So it was great to see. Right, next game, Essendon versus Melbourne. Arguably Essendon's best and biggest win in 4 or 5 years as they take down the premiership favourites by 27 points. Will Snelling kicked the first at 34-1. Supposed to cross to Dickey on this one as a proud Essendon supporter, but he is not here. So I'll read out his notes. Bombers led at every change, and once the rain hit in the second half, Bombers made the most of their opportunities. All main stats were basically even. Bombers only had 2 more inside 50s than the Ds, but they're just so much more efficient. Sam Draper's first half was huge with 3 goals, paying 23-1 for 3. Merritt and Parrish went head-to-head with the best midfield in the comp and got the better of them. Parrish, 33 touches, 17 contested, 8 inside 50s. Merritt, 35 disposals, 9 inside 50, 7 tackles, paying $4.30 for 35. Setterfield tagged Oliver in the first half, held him to 11 touches when the game was on. Oliver then had 30 in the second half, including 20 in the last, with 14 of them contested, but none of them were damaging. Wasn't the greatest 40 disposal game you'll ever see. Paid $5.25 for 30. Votes for Coe, Parrish 3, he's on Brownlow watch. Merritt for 2 and 1 vote Draper. 3 goals, ruck work, some big contested marks. Loved being home in front of his friends and fam at the at Adelaide Oval. Second on the ladder, who would have thought Brad Scott is the saviour? That's all from the Bomber supporter.
It was like when the first half, Melbourne just couldn't get their fucking hands on it. Like in towards the back end of the game, it's not just like I didn't think that he was getting tagged at the start, Oliver, but he definitely was after we were watching it. But they just couldn't get their hands on it, couldn't convert, and the Bombers were just going in a little bit harder. They looked really good running through the back. And you know what had to happen? You had to put McGrath back to fucking half back where he's meant to play. Yes. How many times did he come running off the square because they know they'd win it in the middle, and he's just going at it a million miles an hour, hitting up forwards and playing people in their fucking position. So well done to the Bombers. Honestly, I didn't see that coming. So great win.
I agree. Fucking great win. And then so the reason I've been so critical of Darcy Parish over the years is he gets the 30-35, but I've never think it equals winning. And now he's 30 and Merritt's 30 equals winning. And then Clary's 40. We all know Clary's probably nearly the best in the comp, but his 40 was very it was junk time stats. It was him getting the ball. They were never going to win. It wasn't the best 40 as co-wrote. So very happy for Parrish. He's definitely on Brownlow watch. He's in some good form. 100%. Under 30 for the season.
So Zach Merritt's been playing so well. Very defensive. He's getting a lot of tackles, which has been great.
Yeah. Real happy for it. All right, next game, Port Adelaide versus Bulldogs.
I love that he skipped over Brisbane and North, which we made.
Oh, that's your game. Here we go. North versus Brisbane. And buttfuck nowhere of Adelaide, the Lions absolutely handled the Roos by 75 points. Jaden Stephen, the Kid Leroy Cubicle, kicked the first at 19-1. And then it was all Brisbane after that. Darcy, you watch this game. This is you. What do you got?
I just realised what you said. Well done. Hey, this was competitive for 25 minutes, all tied up at quarter time, 5-1 to 5-1. Then after that, it was an absolute arm wrestle the other way. Brisbane smashed them. Sheasel actually kicked his first goal after getting a 50-metre penalty from the wing. Have a guess how much he was paying for a snag, Jev?
$4.
Couldn't bet on him. They didn't have a market for Sheasel. There should be one every single time. Look, by the end, Brisbane get it done by 75 points. It was an all-you-can-eat buffet up forward. Danaher, Hipwood, and Cameron all combined for 13 snags. Yes. Some of the markets, Neil for 35 was unbelievable, which is $4.80. Danaher for 5 was $13. Charlie Cameron was pretty short, actually, $5.50 for 4. Hipwood for 4 was $16. But the juice leg of the week, Jev, Jaden Stevenson, he was paying $46 for 4. Jeez. I wouldn't have thought that he would have got that, but my votes, it's pretty close. But Danaher was really good up forward. Had 18 kicks, 18 disposals, Jev, 18 kicks. So you love that as a big forward. Yeah, he gets 3 votes. Neil was awesome. He had 35 plus, so he gets 2, and Zorko also 1. Or you could split that up with Hipwood or Charlie Cameron.
Yeah, Neil was very, very good. We had LDU for 25 in the fucking 100K bet. He only had 23. We're out leg 1. That one hurt.
That hurt.
So It just shows you, like, we've got to even go even shorter game one. It just has to win. Got
Yeah,
to get through game one for everyone's confidence.
very thin.
Very thin. So I've done Essendon Melbourne. Next game, sorry I skipped you. Port Adelaide versus the Dogs. In tough wet conditions, the Power get over the top of the Dogs by 14 points in what was a really good game. Sam Powell-Pepper kicked the first at 14-1, which I had a little dabble on, actually. I know we all had a look at this game. I said Bontempelli is the best wet weather player in the comp, and he was absolutely unbelievable for the first three quarters. He had 20 touches, 12 clearances, and a goal, basically at three-quarter time, and then Willem Drew put the clamps on him and nearly won them the game. Drew, Todd Marshall with two beautiful dead-eye set shots in the last quarter, and you got to give the kid credit. Jason Horne-Francis in the last quarter probably won Port this game. The Hornet was fucking useless for three quarters. I think he had 7 touches at three-quarter time. Then he had 11 touches, 5 inside 50s, 4 clearances, 1 goal assist, and 180 metres gained in the fourth quarter. Credit to the Hornet, Das. That was a hell of a last quarter.
He did. He definitely came out, and you definitely see him crashing packs and getting the ball, and he just used it really well. But as you said, Jev, I actually had Bont riding in a multi. I know you did too, but I did take the coward out. That's just where I'm at with my betting, Jev. I'm like, no, I'm going to take it. He was in the middle for the first bit. I saw Willem Drew sitting in his back pocket, and I know he can get a hold of blokes, so thought I'd take him out. Didn't really see Bont in the screen after that, but they just wanted it more. Zach Butters, really good finish towards at the end of the goals. But no, that was a fucking great game.
It was for how wet it was, and you could clearly see how wet it was on TV. That was a great game to watch. They had two tough teams, some big bodies. I thought Cody Waitman was unbelievable for the Dogs. He kicked 4 and had 11 touches and a hanger in his first game back. Paid 26-1 for 4 because I did have a sprinkle on that as well, so I was happy with that, and so did you actually.
So did I. You know what? You know what I reckon? You know they say like that big tall Dogs forward like won't work, but having him there as well,
totally different ball game.
100% because he can fly, he can rove really well. Yeah. But he's one of those guys that gets to the feet and like he can maybe get a high tackle, like he can just spark him up. But he was fucking.
He's a good player. He's a good footballer.
Very good.
Butters had 32-1. He paid 625 for 30. Darcy Byrne-Jones kicked 2 crucial ones in his new role playing forward. He paid 13-1 for 2, and he did the job on Bailey Dale.
Yep.
Bailey Dale went 30 2 weeks in a row, then he only had 15. Treloar had 35. That paid 8-1 for Treloar to have 35. And he's the one that got tagged by Willem Drew basically to halfway of the third quarter, and then Drew went to Bont because Bont was going to be the game winner and Treloar got off the thing a bit. But good on Port because watching the game, I just thought the Dogs were going to win the whole game. And then they got the job done. And those, as I said, those 2 Todd Marshall goals in the last quarter, he went back and just absolutely slaughtered them. And that was the difference.
Oh, what a move by Ken. Like Darcy Byrne-Jones, you think he's an all-Australian halfback.
Yeah.
He obviously knows how to play the role. And there's so many attacking halfbacks, so just go play on him.
Yeah.
And then if you can kick a goal in the background because you know where they're going to run because that's exactly how he tries to play. No, it's that's good. Definitely.
Lear was great again, so happy for him. Yeah, happy for Port, happy for Ken. That was a great win there, 2 in a row, so good on him. Next game, Geelong versus West Coast. Geelong come out winners by 47 points. This could have been a lot worse when it was 75 points at halftime or whatever it was. Waterman kicked the first at 14-1. Darsh, you had a good look at this game. What did you see?
Yeah, look, Cats were far too good, Jev. There was 9 goals in the second quarter. You know, Jeremy Cameron actually just rocked up, Jev. Came out in the second quarter, played 10 minutes, extended his lead on the Coleman, and then just went off. He had 18 touches for the game. 10 of them were in the second quarter. Did not touch in the last, but he had 4 goals, 10 touches, as I said, in that second quarter.
It's unbelievable.
Mate, he's fucked. He's a genuine, he's a freak.
He's a gun.
I wonder if he would have got this much coverage if he was playing in Victoria the whole time. Probably, because there were so many games I'm thinking about when he was at GWS that...
Remember when he kicked 10 to win the Coleman? Round 23, he kicked 10 to win the Coleman. Imagine he was a Geelong player then.
Mate, that was insane. But it seemed to whoever was winning the centre clearances would end up going on a run. As I said, Geelong were all over him, but in the third quarter, West Coast ended up kicking 5 in a row, and they just kept getting out of the middle, but definitely wasn't enough. As we said, Jev, Cats by 47. Jez Cameron, tell you what, things that are cheaper, what can you get for under $3, Jev? What can you get?
Well, you can't get a coffee these days for under $3. Can't get a sausage roll these days for under $3.
You can get 2 potato cakes for under $2.
Yeah.
You know what you're pretty much getting for under $2? Jeremy Cameron for 4 goals.
What did it pay? 325, wasn't it?
No, 208.
208 for 4.
That is so short.
That is unbelievable. That is too short. I know he
$2.
kicked it. I know he kicked it, but you can't multi someone to have 4 in a bet. Like 4's a lot. If it's oh god, that's short. But he got it. So
You had Hawkins for 4 at 475. Now, Jev, Sportsbet give you these little boosters.
yeah,
The little sprinklers. They told me, they're like, hey, we'll give you Hawkins for 6 at $38. I said, give me a couple of dollars of that. Thought he was going to kick it, didn't. Brad Close. Now, I know you had this. For 4 goals when I screenshotted the markets, I got him at 51.
wow. I must have been stiff. I only got him at 34 to 1.
Yeah, 51 I have for 4
Wow.
goals. Brad Close.
I had 5 on it at 34 to 1.
Geez, that would have been good. Jev, your man, Oscar Allen for 4 goals at 11.50, and Jake Waterman for 4 goals at $23. Jev, we had 5 different goal scorers kicking 4 goals today.
Yeah, imagine that multi. I know you only what is it? $2 for thingy, $8 for Hawthorn.
51, 11.50, and 23.
I'm gonna quickly add it up. We might as well say, hang on, say it again. Let me get my calculator up. So what do we got? 2
475
times 4.75. Yep.
51.
51. Yep.
11.50.
Yep.
And 23.
That's a lot. 128,150. If you had 5 players to kick 4,
that's fucking amazing. But yeah, hey Jev, the Cats look really good. Dangerfield was awesome as well. Votes, not too sure just yet. It's so good. I'll wait till the Shark comes out with his thing, because you could give it to a million players in this game. Thought Mitch Duncan was really good as well. No, not Mitch Duncan. Cam Guthrie.
GWS versus Hawthorn. Next game. GWS get it done over the Hawks by 3 points. It was an absolute cracker, this game, actually. Carl Amon kicked the first at 34 to 1. The Shark had a look at this game, and he's not on the pod. He's a bit stiff. He's a bit flat. So, Darc, you've got the Sharks notes there. Can you read them to us?
Absolutely, yeah. So, look, it was a very scrappy game. Himmelberg, Jev, they call him Gastro, gives team trouble at both ends. That actually wasn't in the notes. I just thought I'd put that in. Absolute hanger at the end, Jev, and to put the Giants in front. He was unbelievable. You know who's going to need an ice pack? James Sicily. Tell you what, his knee's still going through his head. Get that man a couple of Nurofen in the morning. Look, Hawks would be shattered in this one. The only reason, why they wouldn't be, because they are playing for the Harley Reid Cup next year. Warple had 35, Jev. He was paying $21. Newcomb was also huge with 32. Connor Nash had 31, which was also paying 19. Look, Toby Green, he's a stud. Kicked 3 goals and had 24. I actually had him for 4 and 25, Jev, which would have paid a fair bit. Only paying $2 for 3 goals. He's in that air, Jev, near Jeremy Cameron. Jesse Hogan for 2 goals in the 100K multi, which Dicky had. He kicked 2 goals for, and he nearly cost them the game.
Yeah, but he nearly cost them, but he was great. He took some big marks. He was really good.
You know, he looks like one of the most angriest coaches, Adam Kingsley, Jev.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like
he's got the big pipes.
It looks like he's eating Brent Daniels. Binger. Like, he's so big. It's like he's hiding under his shirt. Look, we love to bet on Sicily for the 100K, but also there is no official votes yet for the Brownlow Shark. But he thought Newcomb was very close to best on ground, with Toby Green, Warple also huge, and Cornelia was massive with 31 and 9 tackles on the game. But watching that game, Jev, I thought it was so competitive. I thought all the games were great this weekend, apart from a few efforts, saming as the Blues. But awesome content.
It was a good finish. Even if game can be shit house for 3 quarters, but if it comes down to the wire, it's a good finish. It's usually a good game. So, Tobes was huge. He is such a good captain of that club. He got up the ground to get touches if he had to, kick goals. Yeah. I know
this Hawthorn defender played, I can't remember what one was on him, played like 5-10 metres off. The ball came in and he's just got rid of him. A couple of steps, met the ball at the highest point. Like, he's just a fucking gun. Yeah.
I had Himmelberg to kick 3, 4, and 5. A little sprinkle on him for 3, 4, and 5. He kicked fucking 2 goals, 3. He should have got there. He was 6.25 for 3 and 18 to 1 for 4. Could have got there. We had Finn Callahan for 20 in the 100K multi. That was one of my good bets of the week. He only had 18. He was a bit stiff. I was watching him in the last quarter. He was stiff, but that's not a bet to shy away from. I still like that bet. Anything else from you, Nat?
No, we have to discuss it before I forget. The thing that we are 100% looking at now, Jev, it keeps popping up. How often are you going to come up with a $34 multi?
Yeah, exactly.
Goal
Never.
kicking markets are it.
Yes.
Sprinkle guys that you like 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes. 100%.
Like if Cody Waitman kicked one more, that was 91 to 1.
Yes, exactly. You got 5 at 91 to 1. That's $500. You have to build some 10-leg multi and have 50 on it at 10 to 1, which is not
Guys,
going to win.
good forwards will have their day.
They get their shots.
If
They
you go
get their
2, 3,
shots.
4, like it's not just like one leg loss. You build up to it. So if they get 2, 3, or 4, you get your money back plus.
Yeah.
It's just that's the key, and we'll be definitely looking at players over the next coming weeks and see where we can really rort the system.
I reckon Sportsbet is starting to get onto it though, because fucking Jeremy Cameron paying $2 for 4 is just unbelievable. But still,
exactly what we look at. You look at guys coming back in the side. That's why Waitman paid so much.
Yeah, exactly. Saints versus Pies. Actually, Saints versus Pies. The game has just finished with the Pies coming out as 6-point victors in what ended as a fucking ripper. Brad Crouch kicked the first at unknown odds. Couldn't even bet on first, so that's not a listed player at 410, which is just crap. What a game, what a finish. We all watched this one. What did you see?
It was fucking scrappy. A lot of turnovers at the start. Seemed like a lot of players were like a bit nervous, and it just wasn't as free flowing as you would have thought. Jack Higgins got one early, Jev. I know you needed him for a couple. Once my check finally got into it, really good to see Jack Ginnivan hit the scoreboard. Ash Johnson, but Bobby Hill, he's exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
Just a gun young forward that he'll go all day, and once he gets his tail up, he's just so hard to stop.
You can see Ross Lyons walked in and he goes, defense wins finals. And no matter, I saw one stage, the Pies in the third quarter, they had 20 of the last 23 inside 50s. Like they were just, they were hammering it in, but St Kilda kept defending, kept it close, and nearly bloody stole it at the end there. So defense wins finals. They set up well defensively, and then they just try and use their talent going forward. They use Jackie Higgins, Dan Butler, waiting for Max King to come back, waiting for Membry to come back. You got to rate what they're doing there. Their midfield is good. That Caminiti and Mitch Owens, they're absolute stars, those two kids. So, yeah, so they're, if you think about it, they're bucking the trend a little, St Kilda. Every other team's trying to attack really fast, go for it in the corridor, and they're sitting back and defending and see how it pans out over the year. But you got to rate what they're doing.
And Mateus Philippou's going to be a fucking gun.
So,
19 and a snag, but he's just he's there.
He's got the class, yeah.
He's going to win a few games off his boot, like a few after or just some clutch kicks. No, he's going to be a gun.
Exactly what Richmond need. Like we said before, talking about Richmond, he's exactly what Richmond need. And then Richmond don't even have their first round pick next year. It goes to GWS for Taranto. And right now it'd be pick 6 for GWS. Yeah. Anyway, still talking about this game. So Jack Higgins, we had him for 2 at $2 in the 100K, and here comes the money. That hit right at the end. I was happy. Nick Dacos had 42 fucking touches. 42. He paid 6 to 1 for 40, which is bloody nice. Brad Crouch had 33 and 2. He paid $1.88 for 30 and couldn't even bet on him for 2. Bobby Hill kicked 3. I know you had him for a snag in the 100K Shark. The Shark came for a snag. He paid $6 for 3. Josh Dacos paid $5.10 for 30. And then Jack Sinclair's 25 continues. He's in outstanding form, Jack Sinclair.
Mate, Nick Dacos, 31 uncontested. You can just see how much of the ball he gets. Obviously, he takes the kick outs. He's just... It's another 3 votes, isn't it?
It has to be. 42. Oh, hang on a sec, Das. I've just got breaking news.
What's that?
We've just found out who wins the Anzac Day medal.
Who's that?
Nick Dacos is an absolute certainty next week.
He won it.
He won the Anzac Day medal. He's already won it. They've already awarded it to him. He has to be a lock, doesn't he? He couldn't be in better form right now.
But you know who I'll also be sprinkling money on?
Let me have a think. You'll be going, won't be DeGoey. Who?
Ginnivan's going back to back. Imagine if he has a massive day, just kicks 5. If he comes back with blonde hair in this game, cuts
he's
it off.
got the new cut, kicks 5. Funny you say that, so I got my power play of sports bet today was Ginnivan to kick 5. They gave me 140 to 1. I had to have a 5.
You just sprinkle?
Yeah. I had to. I was like, I've seen him do it before. I'm taking that. So I had 5 on Ginnivan for 5.
Fuck, they suck you in and I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, good pod. So big game. We got what's it called? We got hook, line, and sinker this week. Big weekend of footy. We got games right until Anzac Day. The 100K multi is going to be spread out over a couple of days this week. It's fucking exciting.
Great. Yeah, that's good. Yes, the games are starting on Friday, so not Thursday.
Oh, no Thursday.
We've only got one game we're not betting on.
Yeah, nice. So more legs, more opportunity. Fucking Geelong, it's their first game at GMHBA. They're unveiling the flag, and it's against the fucking Swans who they embarrassed on grand final day. Oh, it's just a mental game for them. It's going to piss me off watching that.
You guys are paying $264.
Yeah. Well, we've got to find out we're going to have someone to play on Jeremy Cameron and Tom Hawkins. So we're going to find out who's coming back as the key thingos. But yeah.
No, fucking Jesus, there's some good games next week.
All right, good pod.
All right, well done, mate.
I'll see you later.
Enjoy your Monday.